Alrighty, we're gonna keep it nice and short today. Yeah, I mean, guys, I'm gonna wait till more people get in here, but just to start, we knew everyone's talked about this correction coming. It shouldn't be a blind side by anybody. Okay. If we take a look, the world is ending. The worlds are ending. Yeah, it looks bad. We knew it was gonna happen. Did we know it was gonna be like a drop so fast or a gradual way down or no, we didn't know that. Okay, but we made sure we still maintained cash. No one was 100% in this market, right? Let me pull this over. So let's take a look at a few things. Let's just see where all these moving averages land us. So if we get the same type of drop we had, which was the 20% correction from the top to bottom, put us roughly, that's on that one, hold on. 20% from the top. With time going by, I don't know, somewhere probably closer to this 57.50. Is there any gaps to fill in that area? Let me see, daily. Okay, 200 weekly. Yeah, it's going to be this gap. Right on this 200-day moving average, which has been always a good, strong support, guys. We lose that. I mean, lose it, come back up, bounce, head down lower. Okay. It's nothing we haven't seen before. Okay. It's come down, touched it in October 2023. We touched it in April 2025. We could touch it again. Okay. Just don't always be 100% of the market. Make sure you have some cash available, whether or not that's cash to put more into the market or cash available to help you with your life, right? Spend money on yourself as far as making sure all your bills are paid and everything like that. Don't invest money you're not willing to essentially lose. This doesn't change my thought process on the companies. It doesn't change my thought process, long-term outlook. Okay, we're just going to get assigned some shares. If you want to close your positions, guys, on cash secured puts, the loss is significantly less of a loss than if you were to just have bought the shares and then all of a sudden futures open up and you're down. Okay. So we're going to see what happens. I would expect that, you know, it's war. Like a lot of things can happen. I know there's been charts in the past that showcase war taking us higher. Can definitely happen. Let me pull up this gaps thing real quick and see where it sees some gaps. So it looks like the main gap, which is lining up with this 200 weighted moving average. Just on, yep, weekly. The weekly 200-day moving average. So my account will be transferring. There's nothing I can do with my account. It's in the middle of transferring. I'm going to go ahead and get assigned my shares come April. I would imagine by April, like I said, there's a lot of noise that happens, guys. So by April, all this could be past us. So, for example, I mean, like March, I don't know what the exact date of this fall off happened. February 20th. Here we are, March 14th was the bottom, rebound, and then the new bottom was in April 8th. Okay, and then we saw rebound starting. So, mid April, could see a rebound, get our shares assigned, and then we're really ready for the next rally, right? A lot of things can play out that way. Or what can happen is if you guys want to be proactive instead of April, you guys can roll to May, June, right? And make sure that capital is still working for you. You'll still get the company at the price you want to get the company for, but you can make a little bit more premium in the meantime. But we have till April 17th. There's a lot of time between now and then, right? Um, like I said, I don't have full access to our account right now because it is transferring over. Let's see here. Let's see if I can pull it up. Alrighty. Oil price is over 100. Bitcoin's gonna fall under 60. I mean, guys, we're at the 200 day. Let's see what happens. Okay. RSI divergence, right? We're at the top. We saw that happening. Saw that happening. We're gonna have a dip. A lot of companies have already fallen a lot. Okay. So Iran, this guy's calling for like sell puts 25, 30, right? Yeah, that's going to be the next leg. We wanted to make sure that if the rally did happen here and we held support, right, we were going to capture. If not, we will end up owning it for somewhere in this break-even price of about $33. Then we can go ahead on the next leg and start doing 30.26. So, yeah, we positioned ourselves, guys, to go ahead, and our break-even price is exactly where we're going to want to own it. And then the next leg will be to will be to set covered calls, okay, and set CSPs to dollar cost average down. Especially when I take a look at Iran real quick. Trade options, sell calls, even on a bad day like Friday, right? If I went out 40 days to April 17th, it's 36. Like, you could still set covered calls at like 48, which is a 30 delta, right? So that is roughly $12 higher than the current strike price. So in order to not sell them, or to sell them at 40, roughly, right, $12, I'm just going off the $12 difference to a 30 delta. To do 40, that would have to be, the stock would be $28, okay? So you could still be setting at our highest strike price of $40 a break even. Stock would be 28. So I'm okay with that. You know, it's going to be okay. All it is time, guys. All you got to give up is a little bit more time. Let's see here. I mean, there's a bunch of charts. We can go over some of the best ones. But really, the macro news is going to kind of take over the market. Everyone's talking about him squeeze. With the macro news, I think they're going to be able to hold it down a little bit longer, but they can't hold it down forever. Okay. So keep that in mind. We're sitting right here. We're bouncing off of support. I would imagine that it holds. I don't know, and I don't think so, but I imagine that, like, um, if we back, I don't think we back out of this war, but Trump is definitely going to be watching the market, and he won't let it go on too long to the point where it is going to cause um the next wave of financial crisis. Like, he won't hold it to that long because he knows that that will just, it'll ruin him. He'll be out. He's done, right? So no, I don't think he will hold out that long and damage us that much more. Um, he might take measures to end it faster in a way that um, drops even more bombs. And instead of being, you know, some here, some there, it's just going to be like, level it. Like, just go ahead and lean into that, you know? It's unfortunate. Um, but he also wants to be known for a booming economy. And in order to do that, the market has to go up. You got to make some other moves on the outside of the market. So, yeah. Let's see here. Gonna give a few more people time to come in. So the April one, the EMA only got to the 50% line basically. The other time it also got to the 50% line. So, which time was this one? Where were we? This was 2022 during that long down draw, right? Boom. That's when this EMA got all the way down here. But other than that, just the major corrections, the 50% line seems to be the line that the EMA drops down to. Okay, guys, we've known this was happening. We've known that the correction was coming. No surprises. Just quick on our breaking news, right? President Trump says oil prices will drop rapidly when destruction of Iran nuclear threat is over. That's not, like, there's two ways to go about this, okay? There's get the hell out of the market and just like wait for every confirmation and wait for the rally to begin again, meaning like you're not buying anything down here. You're going to wait till you see it finally break 7,000 and then get back in it basically, because this was a really bad day. And then shortly they just said, like, he put out a text or whatever tweet, it's a good time to buy. And then it just, what was this? Actually, this was plus 5%, plus 5%, plus 3%. That's on an index, plus 5%, plus 4%, plus 3%. Your individual stocks boomed so quick after that that you miss out on a good chunk of it, right? Let's see here. So there's two ways. You either think that we're World War III and the world is ending, okay, your doomsday, or you believe that this is a moment in time and that we will correct and then quickly recover. Because the second he says the war's over, the we've come to an agreement, the threat has been stopped, whatever the message may be, you will see a rapid response in the market. Okay. I with the remaining cash I have, I'm either waiting for stupid prices to the point where I'm like, this is ridiculous, right? Like, I'm like, what? So for example, that would be SoFi at $12. Stupid. Just take my money. I'll figure out the rest. Like, just take it. Or the remaining cash, which is 10% cash, is waiting for ultimately confirmation, because I'll be in the market for the recovery. I'm not worried about that part. I just want to be more like taking advantage with the 10% I have to lean in on companies I want, which would be SoFi is my number one choice, um, to buy at the next level. So we're going to see where we go. But overall, guys, this is why we were doing April CSPs, was to get a chunkier premium, allow the market time to do what it's going to do. Can we have gotten more premium? Sure, you could have gotten maybe a little more premium because of the market volatility dropping so fast. But there's no guarantee of this, right? We thought that would be the case. The bottom of the Bollinger Band puts us right at like $6,500, which is roughly the weekly, I think the 50 EMA. Is this the weekly? Yeah, weekly 50. So, which has acted like a very strong support as well through time. So, we're going to go ahead and see where this market goes. But ultimately, guys, I mean, as you guys know, my account's transferring. So, I'm, I'm doing nothing besides enjoying my time for a week off, basically, since I can't do anything. And that's okay. It's just a moment in time. Make sure you're setting. This is why you just don't know this stuff. You're just gonna go ahead and set covered calls, set cash secured puts, make money on both ends, and that is gonna be perfect, perfectly okay, right? Like this is why the wheel strategy is so important. That the market does not care about your feelings. It does not care if you want it for a certain price. It does not care for any of those things. All it cares about is basically how the majority of people feel, and the market makers doing the opposite to make you feel worse. When you feel exhausted, which I feel exhausted, guys, of the market, it usually can be a signal or a sign that, we're getting there. We're definitely closer. This has just been awful. We've been saying it. We rather watch the market correct than watch this choppiness of like up and down and emotion. So yeah, I'm pretty exhausted from the market. I kind of want this correction to be done with, happen, done talking about it. Um, just fall. If you're gonna fall, fall, right? It's like an old lady stumbling because she's falling and she just won't go down. She just keeps like running forward, right? And you're just like, go down, just fall, you know? If you're gonna do it, like I don't want to slowly watch it die. I just want to do this. Even though April sucked, which I guess April taught me a lot of things. Which was don't be in margin at all time highs. Okay, I did that. I did that during that time. Won't happen again. Guess what? I'm not in margin. I'm in cash. 10% cash. I'm never gonna be Mr. Oh, I'm all out. I'm no. It's all I'm all cash. The world is ending. No, 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 no. We have an investor's mindset. The companies that we're buying, guys, with our CSPs are down 50% from their highs. They're at good support levels. Okay. Could they go down more? Absolutely. Every stock can go down more, right? Could it go up more? Absolutely, it could go up more, right? So that's not the problem. The thing is, in 6 months, 1 year, 18 months, these buys that we have will generate plenty of wealth. Okay. So don't get so caught up in the short term. Start blocking out the noise. If you can or want, and I do this, is I stop looking at the market. Sorry, yawning. I'm tired. I stop. I like. You guys might ask me in the community, what's going on and everything like that, and I'll take a look when you guys ask. But sometimes, like, if I'm burnt out, like currently, I don't have access to my account, right? So there's nothing I can do. So really, watching it right now does nothing for me besides create pain, right? So if you're in positions and you don't have any cash, right, and you're not selling now, then watching it go down anymore isn't going to help you mentally, right? And the market is a lot of mental. It's really not anything other than the mental game. So when you have like a negative attitude on like where the world is and all that kind of stuff, and oh, this, look at this news article, guess what? You know how many articles are completely fake, meant to be one-sided perspective, to make you think one way, to make you think negatively of whatever's going on the situation that the article's being written. Um, I don't want that, right? So I'll read X, I'll look at some charts, um, you know, but we don't know what's going on. They're not going to say what's going on. They're not going to broadcast what their plans are. Yeah, our plans next week are to surrender. Like that's not they're not going to put that out there, you know? So nobody knows. Same way everyone was like, "Oh, Hims is going to zero." It's like, no, it's not. Relax. Don't read into that news. That helps nobody, right? Um so remain positive, guys. The market's just doing its correction. We've been due for a correction. We've been saying it. Everyone's been saying it. Companies are 50% down from their highs already before this correction. Um, and we were buying now, which is perfectly fine. 50% from highs. No one's complaining. Some companies are back to their April lows. No one's complaining about buying last April's numbers, right? So just keep buying good companies at good support levels at discounted prices. And whether or not they go lower shorter term does not mean 6 months, 12 months, 18 months, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, whatever it may be. I would assume not 4 years, but I'm just saying in general, right? It is going to make you money. We are going to set covered calls in the meantime, and we're going to make some money. Okay. So maybe 1 month the premiums are better because we did that. Like, for example, 40 delta on the Iran was a $40 strike, right? Maybe it's only a 3% return this month, okay? And then next month it's an 8% return, right? I don't care as long as I'm still making money on the shares, right? On the premium every month, then I don't care because if my shares don't ever get called away, then I just kept making money every month and premium to be made while I wait for these stocks to rebound. Okay? So stay positive out there. We're gonna be fine. Market's doing its thing. Let's see here. I was just reading the chat, seeing if anyone had questions. No questions. Please, if you guys have questions, please reach out. If you guys have any charts you guys want to be looked at, or charts to be charted, because really the main one I was looking at was FLNC because it looked like it was due for a rebound, right? Typically, corrections happen in A is leg one, leg two is back up to retest, and then leg three typically goes down to the next one. Based on all the indicators, stochastic, double momentum, okay, volume, another MACD, okay, all these things on the daily time frame we're saying we should see a slight rebound, and then on the weekly time frame, here's that little ABC. So this is the part we're in, right? A, B. So we're going to see A, and then we're going to go up B, and then we can go down C. Okay, so that's what I anticipate happening for FLNC. I would expect a bounce, but obviously, um, outside factors can play a role for sure in what is going on. So again, if you guys have any questions, just reach out. I appreciate you guys in the community. You guys, limited time, right? March. This is the last month that you can join our community as the Founders Club for the $19.99 a month, or even cheaper if you do annual subscription, and even cheaper if you do the lifetime subscription. Okay, to gain access inside, and free members will be losing access. Okay, I've had this aspect or the community free with a lot of access for a while so everyone could see what everything is, but we'll lose access to our trades, we'll lose access to the daily bots, we'll lose access to the stock charts. You guys don't, there's no access to the classroom. And then our indicators, our custom spreadsheet, like there's tons of things, guys, worth by far the $20 a month. So make sure you get that now because starting in April, that will no longer be the case. All right, guys. So appreciate you guys. With the wheel strategy, guys, we can easily cover subscription, and the goal isn't really for my goal is to help you guys learn and make money and have the long-term mindset, because that is truly how wealth is built, is via the long-term mindset, right? If you just have, let's just I mean, okay. NVO, yeah, it's down, right? But have this long-term mindset, and this is what the market does, right? Like, woo, it pays off that long-term side of things. SoFi, okay? If we hit this, it would be the 13 or whatever range. That's what we're looking for. Happy to buy. Happy to buy anywhere from 15 or lower. We did CSPs for 18 or 17, and I'm completely good with that. Now I'm waiting for the dumb, stupid pricing to just buy and not even do CSPs. I will just buy because it is stupid, undervalued. Okay, and that's what we're going to do. I'll even go into a little margin at these stupid values. I'm not doing margin at all-time highs. I'm waiting for stupid values and the SPY to be near the corrective points, somewhere at the 6,000, and that's where we are going to start, buying. So, see you guys in the next one. I appreciate it.